Her er en god dansk sang, som er skrevet af Sebastian. Når du tager afsted, vend dig ikke om. Der er ingenting at finde, hvorfra du kom. Hvis der er en sandhed, skrevet sort på hvidt, er det den af ingenting er dit. Og de som kaster sten og gemmer sig bag glas, de kunne have fået dit hjerte, de havde ikke plads. Og det deres remser, dem kan du udenad. Du kender deres mistro og had. Du er ikke alene. Der er en, der følger dig, og det er helt på det rene. Han har det ligesom dig, som dig. Og bliver du hentet ind, og mærker du en hånd, bliv ikke bange, du ved hvorfor den kom. Der er ikke megen varme lige her omkring. Jeg tror nok vi kender vejen frem. Du er ikke alene, der er en der følger dig. For vi er skizofrene, og vi går samme vej, samme vej. Now this song is really recorded in a matter-of-fact kind of mentality, because we are not alone. We are accompanied by our egos, who think, like my ego thinks, this is what I'm doing. And yet we don't really know, and we have a science that tells us that consciousness is a produce of chemistry, and we have a religion which has the same relationship to God as Columbus had to India. India. You see, Columbus went to find America, but he didn't know he thought he was finding India. He called them Indians. And the same way, every prophet has been looking for something and finding something else. And besides that, Columbus was only a merchant, a man who sailed la mer, the ocean. So this whole analogy is analogy is completely out of place in time, and that seems to be quite standard. I don't know. Stand up. I don't know. Wait, what? What you doing down? Stand up. Sit down. Stand up. No, but anyway, let's get some ugly light on my face. Let's take a minute to watch this face. This is how the face looks. Funny, isn't it? Because it doesn't look like that when I do this. And my face doesn't look like that when I do this. Are you really going? Are you going somewhere? Are you going to go some? Well, here's another thing. The English language is or I know is a lingua franca, which means the language of the world. And actually, the English language is a cross between Latin through French, franca. But franca, frankly, means, I don't know, I think this is about frimærker, free stamps, frank. Frankere. In Danish, frankere means putting a stamp on an envelope. I am not sure. Sorry, I have to suspend the word I with a bit of because it's very important when you say something that I is in the sentence somewhere. Now we're dealing with fake news and fake journalism, which is, what is fake journalism? It is journalism that focuses on strategic, tactic, and personality. None of which are existing phenomena. It's just in the minds of people. What we should be focusing on is the actual implications of one or another policy. Like, if you tax the rich, will they really stop investing? Isn't investing the only source of their, the only way they can act? So, and also, if you want more commerce, you need to have customers. And if the entire population becomes poor because the rich have all the money, the entire population will not spend money on produce sold by the rich. Or, shareholders. I don't have a share. I could have a share in a company that produces something, and my share in that company that produces something would be nothing if nobody bought what that company produced. So, you see, the whole thing is a paradox. If the rich get all the money, which is what they want, they can't get more money. And what is going on now is they're turning the money into power. As in, I want my private island. I want to buy the American election. I want to invest. I want to sponsor. I want to lobby democracy. Well, this is like when you know the famous story about Goliath turning up to a Greek democratic procedure and killing everyone. You know, you all remember the story about Goliath. Before David killed Goliath, he was in Greece and he killed everyone in the democratic initiative. You don't know this? This is why we remember Greece as a failed democracy since 1947. Oh my God. No, sorry for using the word God. I might shock people who think God is what is described in religion, whereas I have just told you that religion has a relationship to God like Columbus had to India. Or I'm lacking a better picture, you know. But it's not. If there is a God, he or she or it is beyond our imagination or understanding and intelligence, right? By definition. So how come all the people who wrote about God assigned him with strictly human qualities like envy, anger, a toddler, 2 years old, ADHD, you know, kill the Canaanians, kill your son. No, don't kill your son. Killing is wrong. Kill them. And then Jesus came along, making a difference. Not to God, of course not. Of course not. Because that would be like saying God is a fucking idiot. And then someone comes along and they call him Jesus, and he sets things right. Because, and now comes the pretty awesome fucking evil part, where you say that some people need to be saved. They are lost without Savior, without Jesus. So God has created a lot of children, and he's thinking, damn, wow. I used to be able to do a machine gun here. I guess my teeth, my new. I know, just a flamethrower. Well, there is. So, explaining or displaying God as an idiot, that is really the foundation of religion. Just like the map Columbus would have drawn of India would have mismatched the actual islands that he found. But you do know that Columbus never set foot on the mainland. You do know that, don't you? He only set foot on the islands. You don't know that? Google it, for fuck's sake, how can I keep waiting for you to catch up? God is love. We all need to get to heaven. Religion is fucked up. We are incarnating souls who need to be enlightened to finish off this suffering world of killing plants, animals, and each other. And God is waiting impatiently for us to move forward into freedom, heaven, and fucking without genitals, because you just unite. How soon? Depending on all of us, all of us, depending on whether or not we open ourselves to first of all, the obvious truth that without any belief of any kind, the universe is as it is supposed to be. Secondly, recognizing that this thought that I just said, the universe is a product of consciousness. Thirdly, to recognize that the physically based definition of the consciousness is not necessarily true, because our consciousness is in the middle of the thing that we are trying to understand globally and totally. Number 4, that religion is just people doing their best. And number 5, there is research out there into consciousness and into the reaches of consciousness, like telepathy, what's it called? Yeah, all that. There is and has been for 120 years. People have been seriously, scientifically collecting data. Number 6, the existing science is all good, but there are people within the society around this science who are reactionary, who do not wish to move forward in science. They don't want to recognize new ideas, new theories, new explanations, new paradigms, which is not new. It's always been like that. Paradigms change. As somebody said, I don't give a shit who. He said, first, a new idea is ridiculed. No, is ignored. Secondly, it is ridiculed. And thirdly, if it is right, of course, it is nobody remembers doubting it. Nobody. Of course I was on the side of the right people. I was with the Nazis when they conquered England. They didn't? Oh, of course. I was joking.